Hi, this is Josh Black, and this is my week 13 discussion video. So, man, I identified so much with Michael Quinn. I mean, his story sounds so much like mine at that point, other than the, uh, you know, giving TED Talks in front of your university. Um, just like him, I've worn so many masks over the years. I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I haven't had a drink in 2 years. But I mean, I spent 20 years as a as a pretty severe alcoholic, high functioning, very high functioning. But I drank a lot, um, a dangerous amount, and I've battled I've battled other substances beside. Um, there have been other substances that I've uh, used and battled with over the years. When I first when I first went in to see a doctor about my anxiety, it was a small town family physician, and he just gave me, frankly, an irresponsible amount of Xanax, and I got hooked real fast. And I was hooked. I was very, very hooked on Xanax while being an alcoholic. Um, Among other things, I experimented with uppers, downers. I mute my phone. Um, Psychedelics, um, stimulants, which would have been the uppers, but I've been through a lot, and throughout all of that, was able to maintain this appearance like I was someone that had it somewhat together. I was relatively successful. I had a good career, but you would have never known unless you really knew, unless you were really close to me, you would have never known the struggles that I was having and the amount of alcohol that I was drinking. Um, if not for my, honestly, if not for my kids, I'd still be killing myself with alcohol because I really liked it a lot. I still I still miss it. I still have. I mean, I'm over the physical addiction, but I still have cravings a lot. Um, so when we talk about the stigma of 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 addiction and how I would balance um, that with being balance empathy and accountability with being a social worker. I think that I have to be careful. Particularly, I have to be careful about projecting my own experiences and ideas onto other people. Just because something worked for me doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. And I can't just go into a session and tell someone this is what you need to do because it worked for me. Um, it just doesn't work like that. And I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on that. But as we get into as I get into it, you forget things and you just kind of slip into what you know, and it's just something that I'm going to have to be aware of. But as far as that the empathy and the accountability, I'm going to be very empathetic. I just I have that. That's just the nature of who I am. I think in a lot of cases there are no real positive options sometimes, and especially at the beginning, there may not be a really good option. They're going to use the substance, and there's not really anything you can do about it. Um, so I think applying, excuse me, I think applying the least harm principle is how I would get around that. Is trying to find a solution that does the least amount of harm to the client. And gosh, I'm already coming up on 6 minutes, so I guess I better end it there. But yeah, what um, a very pertinent topic for me. Thanks. I hope you all have a great week.